Hello, Steve White's 89. Well, I'm continuing on with my gay movie marathon, and I finally got up to My Own Private Idaho. Now, this was a very interesting film. It got a lot of attention back in the day in 1991 when it was released. Not a lot of gay films had been done at that point. It was a story about two gay hustlers, played by Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix, who were two huge stars at the time. It was done by Gus Van Sant, written and directed, and God, it had a history. It was a short story, then it was a short film, then it was this and that and the other, and then he read a short story by someone else and felt like it was just inferior, so he put it away. I think he started writing it in the 70s. It got reworked as some sort of modern telling of Henry V, or one of the Henrys, and literally with Shakespearean like dialogue, like Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. And then they had funding, but they lost funding because they had to delay it for 9 months so River Phoenix could do another film that he had contracted for. Then I think New Line Cinema was interested in it. They put in 2.5 million because before that had been 2 million. And then they decided they didn't want the Shakespeare, but the International wanted the Shakespeare. They removed all the Shakespeare, except when you see some scenes in the film, it's very much like Shakespearean speeches without the actual Shakespearean language. It's a very strange film. It's avant-garde. It's supposed to be, you have random shots of abandoned houses in the American countryside, and a shot of a barn falling on a road. Just a lot of interesting, weird little moments like that. There are real hustlers in the film. There are scenes where guys are just talking about their lives, just randomly, just talking at the camera or at no one, which don't really make any sense. The story basically is there's two hustlers. One is some sort of narcoleptic, but I'm not sure it's a really realistic portrayal of narcolepsy, but he just randomly passes out whenever he gets stressed. He's basically living on the street and hustling. Keanu Reeves' character is a little bit more complicated, where he's the son of the mayor and he's basically decided for 3 years to just rebel, so he'll look good when he comes back and gets his inheritance and starts behaving or something. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I think he's enjoying being decadent. He does have a flat, narcissistic, sociopathic sort of element to him, but also, as much as I love Keanu Reeves, it was early in his career and he hadn't really learned to act yet. I'm sorry, I love him, but he was not a good actor when he began. He was just pretty. That's all we were looking at him for. You all probably don't remember, but he was just pretty, and that was it. And then he, actually learned how to act and was actually good in a few films, and became a much bigger star. And he's been pretty consistent for the last couple of decades. And I love him, but it was hard watching him do these flat Bill and Ted-esque Shakespearean speeches. It just was. I love him. I do. I really love him. But yeah. And next to River Phoenix's amazing performance, it is just really jarring. But if you sort of see him as just this cold, removed sociopath on some level, it kind of works. But I don't think he was going for that layer. It just sort of, I'm sort of adding that to live with it. But yeah, they hang out with this guy Bob, who has a whole gang of followers of hustlers and homeless people. They live in an abandoned apartment, and there's some very David Lynch moments in this where some of the characters are just talking, and they feel very much like real people that have been brought in, like David Lynch does in some of his films, and it's all very interesting. Basically, this guy River Phoenix is looking for his mother. The Keanu Phoenix character Scott basically takes him to Rome to try and find his mother. They don't find him, but he falls in love with a girl. And after River's character confesses that he actually loves him, and it's a beautiful scene. They wrote it themselves. It wasn't totally improvised, but it was partially improvised. It was originally a 3-page scene, ended up being like an 8-page scene or something. It's really, really amazing. After that, he falls in love and leaves him. Leaves him money to go back to America, which he does. Ends up back on the street. Bob, he gets his inheritance and goes back to his old life and renounces everyone and everything from this part of his life. And then when Bob and that, because they think he's going to help them out once he's rich, he basically is like, you served a purpose, you're gone, don't speak to me. And then Bob has a heart attack and dies. And then the last scene is the two funerals where the homeless hustlers are having this tribal, wild funeral for Bob while Keanu is sitting there with this formal sort of family he's really not a part of, that he's just inherited the business and the money and everything because his father died. It's a very weird, abstract, interesting film. It got a lot of attention back in the day. A lot of people watched it just for the stars, but appreciated it because they knew it was trying to do something, but no one really knew what it was doing. I love it. It's fun. It's tedious. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It's beautiful. It's My Own Private Idaho. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the film if you've seen it. If you haven't, let me know why you haven't seen it yet, and watch it if you haven't.